This is Andy with QualityStocks. Today is Tuesday, January 18th, 2011, and today we're going to take a look at CYTK. This is a NASDAQ global market stock, trading their ticker CYTK. See right off, we're looking at this because it might be a bottom play. Nice increase on Friday. 571,000 shares traded. Pretty good volume. Closed at 207, up just about 2%. You can see this is not going to be one of those plays that we're looking for something huge out of, but this can make some pretty nice moves from off this. You can see it's bounced off this area a few different times. Back here from $2 up to around $2.71, $2.15, almost $3. I'm not saying we're going to get a bounce like that, but we're going to keep an eye on this, see if it's on the bottom side of a channel, and try and put itself together a little move. See, we've got a little bit of oscillation going on with the MACD, a little bit of an uptrend. Histogram trending back towards zero. Just now got the bullish cross as the histogram bars pop to the north side of zero. Similar look to the PPO, hasn't quite made the turn yet, but very close. ADX is in kind of a neutral position. It doesn't look bad for a reversal. We've got the positive DI, negative DI properly positioned with the negative DI on top. ADX is down pretty low, showing there's not much strength to this trend at this point. So we're going to look for this to try and turn and gather a little bit of steam and push back to the north side. We're getting some turns in the MFI. All of them moving up at this point. So you're getting a little bit of turn back in the 14, but that's catching back up and this move down to the 7 at this point. So this won't be too drastic of a drop. All three of them should be in pretty close proximity to each other, and we're going to look for them to move north through 50. You can see for the most part, pretty bearish, trading down here on the lower side of the indicator. Outside of the one strong move, they were able to break through 50, so we're going to look for that sort of thing to happen again. Accumulation distribution still on a downtrend, starting to get a hook to it. Again, we're looking very early on in a possible bounce here. We're going to look for something like this area to be broken, trying to establish some sort of uptrend. Again, very early on. Slightest uptrend in shaking money flow, not getting anything too significant at this point, other than the fact that it is kind of holding these lows. And again, looks like it might be trying to move back towards zero. CCI just now breaking through 100. We mentioned this a lot of times. Bottom feeders will use that as the buy point. Use it in conjunction with other indicators, of course. But a buy point will be coming through that negative 100 and the hold unless it wants to roll and break back down through negative 100. And in this sort of case, you can see playing it off of that. They would have bought there. They would have held. It didn't break back down. They would have caught that big bounce. Now, we did have a different look. Shaking money flow was in the green at that point, not down here with buying pressure being dominant or anything. That's why it's just used in conjunction with the other indicators, but that would be a buy point for some bottom feeders. Full still, once again, we don't put a lot of stock in it when it's just because it's down here in oversold territory. It can trade down here for a long time, same way it can trade in overbought territory for a long time. What you look for is for it to come back through 20 and start heading to 50. Break through 20 is a sign of any positive momentum coming into the stock, and that looks like that may be happening as well. Tricks, again, still in a downtrend, making a slightly higher low. If this valley indeed happens and it makes the roll, not a bad look in that sense to it. What we're going to look for is not too far away from zero. It's only down here at negative 0.4. We're just going to look for that bullish cross and see if this can start trend back towards zero and make some higher lows. RSIs are in a pretty nice position, all three tucked together, heading towards 50. Longer terms, 14 and 21, are kind of in just a sideways channel. They're really going to need to break through 50, show some strength to this chart, get out of that sideways channel that they're in, and try and establish this as a possible bottom for this stock chart. What caught my eye about it is it's held these levels pretty close, 203, 202, 201. That would be my bottom support. It's only closed at 207, so it's a pretty close stop loss. If you can't hold that, I'd be looking for it to go lower. It's a pretty decent support level. So one of our goals is always to keep a close stop loss, and that does accommodate that aspect of it, any trade. This is going to meet some resistance right here around this 217, 215 area. You can see it was resistance back here. It was a pretty good support level. It's resistance again. Now that's not giving a huge upside. This is why this is a little bit more conservative of a play. Tight stop loss. Gains around that area of 5% to the first resistance. But if it can break through that, the next real resistance it's going to meet is going to be around this 50-day moving average, which there you're starting to talk now we're getting closer to a 10% move. It's going to meet some price per share resistance right there at 225 as well, based on some historic areas, and that 50-day being there. But when it's made its climbs in the past, it's run through that. So I'm going to look and see if this is going to make the move, break through this, break through that 50-day, break through that price per share resistance, because then it's pretty clear sailing and gains are pretty nice. But as we always say, I don't like to set targets too far away, like the baby step. Let's find them first resistance areas and look and see how it performs at those levels. So basically this chart needs to hold that support and try and come out of the gates today and put together some positive movement to go up here and challenge 217. Going to look for volume to stay strong. It's definitely picked up over the last month and a half. You can see how it's trading down here at a much lower level. Recently things are picking up. 571,000 shares is plenty of liquidity. So I think the chart for CyTK is a much more conservative play, but it has a pretty nice look as a bottom play to try and roll some of these indicators and possibly make a move to the north side. As always, this is merely my interpretation of the CYTK chart. This is Sandy with QualityStocks. Thank you for watching and trade smart.